What are the injuries that generally are going to draw the biggest amount of damages? Like money judgments. Because people think, I hurt my finger, I want $100,000. Like, okay, you're not going to get $100,000, right? Like,
Well,
you would think it's common sense, but it's, so talk a little bit about that if you could, just for the layman.
it's a really interesting point, and sometimes you have these cases. I had like absolutely heartbreaking case earlier this year that was a double wrongful death, and the whole family was in the car. There were people that survived. It was like truly terrible stuff.
Right.
And they those kind of cases, right away. Right away that they're going to be valuable for that family.
Right.
It's something that they should pursue. There's going to be money there for them.
Right.
You got to find coverage, but if you do, then you know that the damages are there and that the case is valuable. But there's other cases that you really don't know. And I had a talk with someone today that I was letting them know, look, we're not going to know where you're at for 3-4 months because your accident just happened. And so if in a month from now you feel 100%, great, I'm going to get you less money, but that's good.
Right.
You don't want a bunch of money if you don't have to.
Yeah, if it's at the expense of your health.
But if we're at 3 months and you still feel the way you feel today talking to me, that's not good. We're going to have to get you more money to make that okay. We're going to have to make sure that the doctors that evaluate you, put out what is it going to cost for you in the future? Because the case is going to be over one day. Whether it's a jury trial or a settlement or whatever it may be, the case can be over one day. You need to make sure that you have money for the rest of your life to treat these injuries. And it takes time, Danny. I mean, it might be a year later when somebody finally realizes, I can't live like this anymore. I have to have that shoulder surgery or that knee surgery that I've been trying to put off, for an injury from an accident. And so that's the long answer. I mean, it really, some of these cases take a lot of time for the injuries to be fully developed and understand what my client's dealing with.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because, like, I'll send cases over to you, right? And then I'll have the person call and say, well, it's working. It's just taking time. It's like, listen, they got to remind them, like, this isn't just like some money transaction. Like, the idea is like to compensate you for where you are.
Correct.
And if you're still being treated by a physician who's trying to make you better,
Then we can't ask for money yet.
how can you ask for money? How can they're not, until you're done treating,
Correct.
like, you don't talk to, you talk to them, but you're not going to talk to them about this. You're not going to have that hard conversation with the adjuster, right?
Right.
Right.
Well, when clients have an immediate problem, I mean, everybody that calls me, they just got in a car accident or they just had a fall, they're hurt, they need things done, they need a car, they need car repairs, et cetera. They need things right then and there.
Right.
And so you have to be able to provide that to them.
Yeah, well, the car repair makes sense, right? They need their car, they got to be back on the road. But the injuries, like, people, I always find it funny that I have to explain to them, like, listen, if you don't even know where you are, right?